Hey guys, it's SlaveToTheGames, and I'm back with day 5 of Scum. And yes, you guys are seeing this correct. This is a Scum video in the background. Shout out to McPhail, who actually showed me how I can convert videos and use them from different sites. And I did find out through developers and through research that I'm actually able to use it if I just take out the audio. And one other person gave me a helpful tip on that as well. But thank you, McPhail, for giving me the opportunity to be able to use videos from now on and all the way into the future for more than just Scum. I greatly appreciate it. Now, before we start this, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, everyone. It definitely makes me feel great and the support is amazing. Don't forget to comment what I can do better or what you would like to see in the next one. Without further ado, let's get right into this. Basically, this whole entire video is going to be about skills and stats, so look forward to it because this is the biggest category I have left for Scum. The first fact being, when you disappear from sight, the level of your skill will determine how long it takes for you to camo again. Basically, you're not going to disappear while someone is looking at you, but if you go and hide, you're going to disappear from their sight unless they look directly at you again, and then it's going to determine how well their awareness skill is versus how well your stealth skill is. They're most likely going to eventually release having the stealth skill allow you to hide from drones. This isn't confirmed, but it's definitely something they said that they most likely have in development. Apparently, you will be able to take the BCU off, upgrade it, and later in the future, it is planned to be able to mess with the BCUs on the puppets, otherwise known as zombies by most people. You're going to be able to create with a biochem skill. Now, I don't know too much about what this is going to be, maybe some form of alchemy. You'll be able to track animals, eventually people as well. The sniping skill is directly linked with the intelligence attribute. There's going to be 4 basic attributes that define each character, as you all have probably seen by watching the videos: strength, constitution, dexterity, and intelligence. You're going to be able to create a physical base of your character by distributing 12 points between these attributes. Each attribute can be anything from 1 to 5, 5 being the max, 1 being the lowest. So 3, 3, 3, 3 resembles an average person. Once you define the main attributes, you get a certain amount of points to distribute on skills that characters have learned before they were sent to the island. For each skill, there's going to be 5 skill levels. No skill requiring no points, basic 1 point, medium 3 points, advanced 6 points, and then advanced plus, which as I mentioned earlier in my previous videos, you can only get by playing the game. If you don't know specific skills, that doesn't mean that you cannot do stuff regarding that skill. It just means that your actions regarding that skill are going to be very limited or performed badly with a great chance of failing. For example, let's say that you decide not to add 1 point for swimming skill, so your character will not know how to swim. But that should not stop you to try, because eventually if you spend enough time, your character will learn how to keep himself or herself afloat, and then continue to learn to swim better. If you keep on swimming eventually, like I said, you're going to be able to swim not only better, but faster and carry more weight while swimming. Scum has 3 different experience points that can be gathered during the game time. The most common XP points are for skills, and I've been talking about them earlier. The second XP points are so-called fame points. If you're famous enough, Tech 1 producers will be able to clone you back into the show. More popular characters will be given a chance to keep some of their gear, while superstar players will be able to keep their ranks, sponsors, etc. We've already been over this, but I wanted to go over it again. Finally, the last XP are called rebel points. These are, you gather them as you solve story-based missions or objectives. With higher rebel rankings, producers will be notified with your activities and start to hunt you down, either by sending NPCs or place a bounty on your head for other players to hunt you down. This story-driven gameplay is planned for after the EA phase, not on release. You're going to be able to improvise modifications for guns. I put this one under skills because I figured this is going to be a skill-based system, but maybe it's not. So for now it will be there though. They're not sure if it's going to make release, but pickpocketing and lockpicking skills will be included in the game eventually. Right now there's damage resistance, camo stats, and water resistance per material of clothing, armor, and whatever you can equip. The tactics skill at max level is going to last about 2 seconds right now. The red mist that you saw in the video where it showed you can track people between buildings or when they enter a building is no longer in the game. They actually removed it. Now basically what they want to do with this is make it to where when you are upgrading your skills and working to get your character onto a higher level, the aim is to get a skill to max level will take about 100 plus hours. Now that may seem like a lot of hours to some people, but to me, where I want to dedicate my time to a game and actually feel like it's worth it and I'm going to get get somewhere, that feels really good. Because if it takes me 100 plus hours, I can finally get there and I'll be able to have that bragging rate that I spent my time upgrading that skill. The only thing that's going to suck is for the people who die, can't get their character back or that skill. That's going to be probably very aggravating for some people. Just a heads up, programming and electronics are not yet made, but are definitely going to be implemented into the future, and I'm assuming this is going to allow you to do what I said earlier and mess with the BCUs, mess with the drones, probably hack into like some security clearance areas or some computer terminals or places you wouldn't normally be able to get into, but I definitely believe it's going to have something to do with what I just mentioned. It's probably going to have a high usage for when you're trying to escape the island. I don't think you're going to be able to escape the island without this skill, but I could be wrong. Maybe you can just blast your way through it. There's going to be a piloting and sailing skill. So obviously I think this is pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to go too far into it other than one's a boat, one's a plane, or helicopter. So boom. There's going to be food recipes in the game connected to the cooking skill if that's what you're talking about and you want to be able to do that. Also, there are lots of foods that don't need to be cooked before eating. Some are not that risky. For example, apple, corn, pears, etc. While others can easily cause disease, raw meat, raw fat, etc. Sometime into the EA phase, they're going to add animal taming into the game. It's going to be an actual skill so that you can actually tame some wild animals and domesticate them and make them follow you around. Now, if they're going to be able to fight for you, I'm going to assume they're going to, because I don't think they're just going to sit there if they're yours. I'm assuming there'll be some basic form of defense. One more thing, don't forget to use vicinity window from time to time when you're looting inside a house, because some stuff can be smaller and you can miss something with the naked eye and can't see it on the monitor. Vicinity window will show it with some delay depending on your awareness skill. Pretty much, if you haven't seen the video yet, what it does is it'll highlight the things you can pick up in an area as you get closer to the objects. The higher your awareness skill, the faster it will highlight. It also depends if it's night or day. At night, things are significantly harder to be highlighted with your awareness skill, even if it's max. Whereas, for instance, let's say if you have a 2 or 3, you have to actually directly look at the object. Where if you have a 5, you have to be like standing on top of it, but it at least highlights things around you in a 5-foot radius. Stats are actually going to be able to be lowered by diseases, injuries, drugs and alcohol, starvation, and overeating, as well as many other factors in the game. So try to keep your character as healthy as possible, because it's definitely going to bring down everything you worked hard to keep up. Concerning the intelligence skill, or attribute, if you try to drive a car in-game, your driving skill is going to increase faster. If your intelligence is high, although driving as a skill is not part of the branch. Crafting time and proficiency is affected by your skills, so when it says this, basically I take the better your crafting skill is, or whatever skill you need to craft whatever object you're trying to craft is, it's going to take a shorter amount of time, and you're going to be a lot better at making whatever item it is you're trying to make. Education and psychology are skills in the game. An example is education. If you have no skill in education, you will not be able to read signs, bottles, etc. And will have to rely on other players to tell you what it says according to the devs. Now, I don't know if this is going to be implemented on release, but I definitely know it will be implemented. I think this is pretty cool because it's going to look like a bunch of jumbled up words, and you have to be like, hey, what the hell does this sign mean? What town am I at? And you won't know unless you put points into education. I actually think I'm going to do that, but I don't know if I'm going to do it right away, because I kind of want to just test to see if I'm actually going to have to need education on a release or not. I haven't actually found a confirmation on that, so if you guys do know that or not, leave a comment below and tell me if it's actually been confirmed or not. You can apparently transfer knowledge to other players in this. I don't know exactly what this entails, except for maybe you know, like you have a 5 in intelligence and then you have like a 3 in driving, I guess, and you talk to someone and maybe like over some time, or they can spend some fame points and transfer them fame points to you or something, and you can give them a certain amount of experience in that certain category and it levels up, or maybe they can level up all the way up to what you know, so they can only learn the max of whatever skill you have is, but they still have to pay you fame points. Or maybe you could just do that and it just takes time. I don't know too much on that aspect, but I'm definitely going to look more into it because it sounds interesting, but I don't know exactly how that's going to work. And I mean, if it's used incorrectly, I think it could be overpowered, and in terms of you could just level any person you want up to whatever skill you want depending on the requirements for it. And then finally is the awareness skill. It's actually going to control the blur in the game and how fast you notice players and AI alike. For instance, if you're in third person and you go to look around a corner, like if you just walk up, position yourself in front of the corner, and look around with your own eyes, not actually make your character look around, you're actually going to see a blur out there. The higher your awareness, the less blur there'll be. And to put it into a better example, imagine a circle around you. And in this 10 diameter circle, or in this circle, you can see clearly, but outside of it, it's blurred. The higher your awareness, the bigger this circle will be to where you can see clearly, but it's still going to have the distance be blurred. And then if you look around the corner, it expands that circle even more. So basically, that's all I have right now. I wanted to have just this one video be all about skills and stats. I'm definitely going to have more. I definitely do have more information. Thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something new. I hope you enjoyed the fact that I actually was able to get Scum video into this. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Remember, everything I said here is subject to change, although like I said, most things are confirmed by the devs, so let's say about 95% of these things aren't going to change. I'll see you guys in day 6. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to check out my stream that I was with other people, if that succeeded, and if it did, we're going to be talking about Scum a lot in it. I'll see you guys in the next video.